Hey, brothers, sisters, anybody that's over on my channel. Boy, it's hard for people to even find me, but thank you for being here. I wanted to share a Revelation Rapture warning message that I was sent from a Facebook post by someone who is Rapture Waiting Messages Movement. Rapture Warning Messages Movement. I don't do a lot of Facebook. I put my videos from YouTube up on Facebook. Okay, so I wanted to read it. Revelation of Rapture by Pastor Mbaya. It was the night of Monday, the 15th of August, 2022. So let those who watch this experience be on the alert. I was sleeping, and it was at 3 a.m, and I saw a dream where I was somewhere with brothers. Then someone whose face I could not see said, "Come, I have something to show you." Quickly, I followed him, and we stood like indoors, and we were watching what was happening outside. All of a sudden, I heard a powerful thunderclap in the sky. This thunderclap was actually a voice that was speaking in the sky. I had this knowledge that the voice that roared like a thunder spoke to me and specific numbers of people all over the world. And not everybody was able to hear this voice, only a certain group of people. And everybody that heard the voice of thunder was on the alert. And the voice of thunder said, "You thought it was all jokes. You thought it was all fables. You thought it was all stories. But behold, I come. I am coming to get my elect. I am coming to get my bride." The more this voice was thundering in the sky, I saw the heaven opened, and a radiant man of light was descending and moving in the sky. He was dressed in brilliant white. I could not see his face because of the glory. He was saying, "I have come to take my bride. You thought it was a fable. You thought it was stories." I saw that anyone that was able to hear the thunderous voice was taken up towards him in the sky. People were evaporating. I was astonished to see these things, and I shouted out in fear, but my companion told me, "Calm down and watch the transformation of the saint." And he slowed down the time so that I could see this change that was happening in the blink of an eye. Since everybody that was able to hear the voice of thunder was changed and evaporated, I was also changed and was about to rise like them, for I heard the voice that thundered in heaven. But my companion held my hand and said, "You have to wait to the end." Finally, I saw the shining character that was coming descending to earth up to where I was standing, and he told me, "When you will hear that I am coming soon, it will be too late. I won't be here. When they tell you I am here, know that I will not be there. It will be too late." I could not understand his words, but when I looked at the scenes outside, I saw a disorder that was generalized, and there were catastrophes, as if everything collapsed in a second all over the world. The earth was darkness. There was fire and smoke everywhere. People were screaming. It was a horrible scene to behold because I was trembling. This was just a dream, but it was so intense. You cannot imagine the magnitude of these imminent events that are about to happen to befall this world. Since I was shaking in terror, my companion that held my hand let go of me, and I began to rise. And in the blink of an eye, I found myself in a new world, another world. The place was paradise. The brightness and serenity and beauty of this new world before me was magnificent. We stood like before a river that was crystal, shining, and limpid. We were given pure white dresses, and we stood in many lines. I was looking in wonder at the innumerous multitude of people of all nations, all races, and all languages in this place. This was unprecedented and beyond anything men could imagine. When I looked at the countless saints that overcame and were heading to the eternal world, I saw that the people of my generation of the end times were very little among this crowd. They were that was in majority the saint of many centuries and the saints of ancient time altogether heading to the New Jerusalem. However, thanks to God for this revelation, I saw that the saint of this generation of modern times and this generation were little. I was enabled by the Lord to discern and differentiate the saint of ancient times, the saint of the past millennium, the saint of the 18th century and the 20th century. Brother, among the countless thousands of people, I saw the saints of the first centuries, the second centuries, and the fifth centuries. I saw Christians of every generation that were little in comparison. I saw Christians of, I guess he said my generation, that were little in comparison to Christians of different centuries. And I asked my companion, where are the saints of modern times? Where are the saints of the end time in my generation? My companion replied to me, you ask about the saints that live in your generation. Many of them have not been marked by the seal of God. In order to be raptured for the city of God, you must receive the seal of God. Only few Christians of your generation and modern times were sealed. When I looked further, I saw that there was like an office where the myriads of people were led. We were like in a queue, and we received one by a character that was giving people what they need for life in the eternal ages. I looked further in the horizon, and I saw like a new world, a new city. It was built in celestial precious stones. It was shown with many lights of many colors. There is no science fiction futuristic city that comes close and can be compared to the beauty and splendor of this divine city. It is what eyes have not seen and ears have not heard, what has not risen in man's imagination. Our affliction cannot be compared to the glory that is to come. I was watching from far the city prepared by the Lord for the saint that had been cleansed and washed their garment with the blood of the Lamb, a city for those who live preparing themselves. And when I looked down there, I saw the myriads that were standing on gold, emerald, and many precious stones. My companion said it's because the new city is built with precious stones that this landscape that is at the outskirt of the city is precious stone. I took a precious stone on my hand. It was bluish emerald and shining very beautifully, as people in the queue were given what is needed for the next life in their new Jerusalem, and they were transported instantly to the new city when they were given what seemed like sums of money. I asked my companion, who is the man that is giving people what they need to live in this city? He told me it is the King of Kings. Of course, that's Jesus Christ. When he said that, immediately I found myself before the King. I asked him, since you are king, he replied, since eternity. I was so surprised, and after that I woke up, and when I woke up, I myself was back in apocalyptic times again. This time around it was not a dream. I was awake with eyes wide open, and the Lord spoke with voice of thunder. These are not stories. These are not fables. These are not jokes. Go tell the people of your generation, I am coming back. They are distracted. The churches are distracted. The pastors are distracted. Those who are supposed to prepare the bride are distracted. Behold, many saints of your generation are not sealed and will not inherit this everlasting city. Go tell them to prepare themselves. Everybody must prepare and be ready. I then saw the King of Kings put together all the events, vision, and words of thunder that I saw in the dream in the form of a scroll. And he folded and told me, take and eat. It will be like honey in your mouth and bitter in your stomach. Just like the prophet Ezekiel and the apostle John, and it was honey in my mouth, but when I swallowed it, it felt bitter. He asked me, what is in your hand? When I opened my hand, I saw the emerald precious stone that I was holding in the dream, and the king said, "Take it." Immediately it disappeared and became part of my composition. Then I woke up and realized that this experience was real. When I began to speak in tongues instantly, I found myself in the apocalyptic vision. This was a tremendous experience, and I heard the voice of thunders. The king said, "I am coming back. It's no jokes. It's no stories. It's no fables. Tell this to the church and warn everybody, because it is imminent. It is imminent. It is imminent." He said it 3 times. It is imminent. Imminent. I woke up. I sought my wife that was sleeping with my child. I looked at her and I said with gravity, "Darling, Jesus is coming back, and it is imminent." God bless you.